Hello everyone, in this lecture we will learn how to run PyTest from terminal. In our last lecture we have seen how to execute this test from PyCharm test runner. So let us see how to execute from terminal. Let us open the terminal first. So before we execute our test from the terminal, we need to go to this particular test where it is present. So here you can see this is the project location and this is the package where our test is present. So let us go to this location. So what we can do cd, then here the location and Python project, and I will go to learn PyTest. Okay. So here we need to execute it. So what we will do, we will just write one simple command PyTest. Okay. See, your test got executed and we can see 100% test result here, right. So how this PyTest command works? It runs all test files starting with test underscore or ending with underscore test.py in the current directory or subdirectory. So right now we have only one file that you can see, right. We have only one file, test underscore demo, and inside that we have only one test. So tomorrow if we have 100 more files and maybe 200 more test cases, then all those tests will get executed when you will use this PyTest command. Okay. So here in this output we do not see much information, right. So how to get it? So we can simply write PyTest minus v. So v means verbose mode. Okay. It shows more detailed output like the name of each test function and its result, passed or failed. Okay. So it helps in understanding what exactly is being run. That is what you can see here, right. See the difference. So earlier when we were using this PyTest, you are just seeing this, right. But here when you give PyTest minus v or when you run it in the verbose mode, so here you can see the test name. Okay. This got passed. Okay. So some more detailed information. Okay. One more thing. So if you will see this test, right, test underscore first test. So here we have a print statement, but that print message we are not seeing here, right. So how we will get it? So again simply you can write PyTest minus v then minus s. Okay. Now here you see this is the message, right, this is the print statement. Okay. So minus s is used to run test with detailed output and show print or logging statement in the terminal. Okay. Now let me add some more tests and show you. Okay. So right now we have only one test. Maybe I will just copy this, and what I will do here, maybe I will just name it as test underscore name, and here what I will do, I will take name equal to let us say Ravi, and I will put a assert here, assert name equal to let us say Gopal. Okay. And here maybe we will give a message names are different, test failed. So basically we are using assert here and we are trying to compare name is same or not, and here we are giving the message if test fails it will fail with this message. Okay. Similarly let us create another file. Okay. So test underscore demo, right. So control C, control V, and here I will give let us say demo 2. Okay. And in demo 2 again this is the first test, and let us say here good morning. Okay. I am just changing some message, and here maybe I will give test let us say addition. Okay. And here what we will do, simply we will put something here, let us say 4 plus 2 equal to 6, right. So and this message we can change addition result is not correct, anything you can put any message here. Okay. Anyway the test will pass here because this is 4 plus 2 equal to 6, right. Now let me show you with the same execution, right. Now we have two files and we have 4 test cases, right. So we will try to run it from PyTest minus v minus s. Okay, let's see what it gives. Okay, now you see total how many tests? 1 failed, 3 passed. Okay, so total 4 got executed and 1 got failed. Why it got failed? Here you can see the assertion error, name are different, test failed. So from where you are getting it? You are getting it from here, names are different, test failed. Okay, so we are getting the detailed error and we are getting the total number of test cases also, how many tests are getting executed here. Okay, so similarly if let us say I will put 7 here, so this test case will also fail. So let me show you that. Now you see 2 failed and 2 passed. Okay, and one more thing let me show you. So let me just copy this. Okay, and let me put here and let me say here good evening. Okay, so now we should have 5 tests. Okay, let me execute it. See what you are seeing, 2 failed, 2 passed. Here we have 2 tests with the same name in a file. So in PyTest we cannot have multiple test method names with the same name in a file, and if we have that, then what will happen? It will override the previous result. So here if you will see what is the print we are getting here. See, we are getting good evening. We are not getting this good morning because this test is overriding this test. Okay, so this is very important. When you are writing test in a file, make sure that you have different test names. Okay, you should have different test name. Maybe I will call it as second test. Okay, and now let us run it. Now you see total 2 failed, 3 passed, and here if you will see, you will get the detailed result also. So first we are getting good morning, then good evening. Okay, and anyway here what we are printing, this is my first test, this is also getting printed. Okay, and 2 tests are failing. Okay, so this is how you can see the detailed information. Okay, when you are executing multiple tests across multiple files. Okay, so we understood how to run all test cases present in one package, that is here, right, learn PyTest. But if we want to run only one file, then how we will do that? Okay, let us say you want to run only test_demo.py. So how you will do that? Again, very simple, you just write the same command PyTest minus b minus s, but here what you do, you just put test_demo.py. Okay, this is what you need to execute, right, only one file. See, now you see 1 failed, 1 passed, because we have only 2 tests here, right. But if you want to run this test_demo.2, then again what you can do, here you give demo2 and here we have 3 test cases. So 1 failed, 2 passed. Okay, so you can also give the file name which you want to execute. Okay, one more thing, if you want to execute a particular test case, let us say this test_demo2, you want to run only this test case, you do not want to execute all 3, then how you will do it? Again the same thing, here you just come and put 2 colon and then this. Okay, this is your test function name, right, this is your test case basically, test_addition. Now you see only one test case, right, and that is failing because of this, right. If I will put 6 here, it will pass. Let me run it again. See, that got passed. Okay, so now you also saw how to execute any particular test case. Okay, let us say we have multiple test cases and we want to execute few test cases having a particular functionality. Okay, so you know we always write meaningful test case names, so it is easily understandable what the tests do. So let me just update the test case names here. Okay, let us say we are testing a UI application and we have different test cases for different functionality like login functionality, registration, logout and all, right. So and we want to execute only login related test. So let me update this test names. So I will just copy and I will just do paste here and let us say this is test_login. Okay, and here I will just say login test and Similarly, I will just put one more test here and I will say logout, okay, and logout, and let me copy these two and let me put here in this file also, okay. And if you just want to say login, put anything, hello, or I am just putting a different name so you will able to understand. Here I am just giving dummy data. My main intention is you should understand the PyTest concepts, and then we will utilize all these things in our framework development lecture, okay. So let's see how we can execute all the login related test here, okay. So we'll go to our terminal, and what we'll do, we'll remove all these things, right, because PyTest minus v minus s is executing all the tests. So let's see first. So now we have all these 8 tests, okay, one is failing and total we have 8 tests, because here we have 4 and here we have 3 to 5, okay. We should have then 5 plus 4, 9 tests, right, okay. Here we have 9 tests, na? 8 plus 1, 9. So how we will execute only login functionality related test? So now here what we will do, PyTest, and simply we will put one more thing minus k, and then you put whatever you want to execute, right. Let us say login, here we are putting means login related test will execute. If you will put here logout, then logout related test will execute, okay. Let us see that. See, 2 passed and 7 deselected, because here we have total 9 tests, right. So login related, here we have one test, and in this file here we have one test. So that is why only login related 2 tests got executed. Let us say I will put one more logout test here. So test logout underscore 2, okay. So total we have now 2 here and 1 logout here. So total 3 logout test, and instead of login I will say here logout, okay. Let us see. See, total 3 test cases got executed, and all these are logout related test, okay. So now you understood, if you have multiple test cases and you want to execute any particular functionality type of test cases, this is how you can execute it. So let me just summarize what and all we learned till now. So we saw PyTest command which runs all test files starting with test underscore or ending with underscore test.py in the current directory or subdirectories. We saw PyTest minus v. Minus v stands for verbose. It shows more detailed output like test name, status and all. Then we also saw PyTest minus s. So it is used to run test with detailed output and show print or logging statements in the terminal. We learnt about how to run a specific test file. We need to give PyTest, then the file name. We also saw how to execute a particular test function which is present inside a file. So we need to give PyTest, then the file name, then colon colon that particular test case name, okay. Then we also saw how to run all tests with a particular name, okay. If that particular name present in different tests, then we can use minus k and then that particular name, okay. So here the example is login, okay. So that's all for this lecture. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.